You know that guy you filled out the survey for? His score is B. He's a guy with promising potential, but he has work to do. Welcome to the Strong Brew, where you get answers to questions you're not supposed to ask. These are some things you may want to know about the man in your life. If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure? Will he try and use money to control you? Will he share housework or just make you do it all? In fights, when he gets angry, does he get aggressive? During intimacy, does he understand that no means no? Is he jealous, suspicious, or possessive? Will his attitude towards you change after having kids? Will he treat your parents with respect? What if you have conflicts with his parents? We tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. These are things nobody else will tell you, things that are important for your future. This is a safe space for truth. No judgment, no platitudes, no login, no payment either. Our questions are from real life, but our answers come from science. Now, I built this thing, me and my husband, and honestly, we built it and we live it. We are both Stanford grads, we both have worked at Google, and we've been happily together since 1998. Along the way, we've added a son, now 13, and 4 dogs. We are genuine folks. If you're a woman trying to understand any man in your life, here is how it works. Go to www.thestrongbrew.life. Click on the Understand a Guy button there. Answer 10 questions about him. Watch a video tailored to your guy. That's all there is to it. It is completely anonymous, no login, no payment, no games, no manipulation. This analysis is obtained by combining solid trait psychology with cutting edge AI ML. We represent each person's personality with what is known as a feature vector. This has 10 elements, so our data is effectively 10 dimensional data. In case you're wondering how we can infer so much from just 10 questions, well, 10 dimensional data is very complex. There is a lot you can learn from that level of detail.
Okay, I think that does it for the preamble. Now let's plunge in. Let's start with this guy in his career. Will he go far or just talk big?
He's more likely to talk a good game than actually climb very high in his career. He can be clever and well mannered, but he often lacks the drive to put in the hard work needed to get ahead. Don't expect sudden success stories with him. He's more steady and careful rather than ambitious and bold.
Can he bounce back from failure?
When things go wrong at work, he won't fall apart or get angry easily. He's quite calm and doesn't let his emotions take over in tough times. However, instead of fighting back or finding a new way, he might quietly accept what happened and avoid making a fuss.
What do people at work think of him? Do they like him?
People at work usually find him easy to get along with. He isn't the type to pick fights or argue, and he tries hard to be polite and well mannered even when things get tense. Most of the time, coworkers will see him as dependable and orderly, someone who doesn't make waves.
If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure?
If you shine in your career, he won't feel threatened or jealous. In fact, he'll likely be polite and show you respect for your achievements, even if he doesn't express big emotions about it. He won't make you feel guilty or start arguments because of your success.
What if you start earning more than him?
If you earn more than him, he's unlikely to secretly resent you or feel insecure. He doesn't tie his sense of worth to being on top or beating others, so your higher income won't sting his pride. He is polite and calm, and he isn't the sort to pick small fights or let jealousy simmer.
Next, let's talk about how he is with money. Does he overspend? Is he reckless with money?
He handles money carefully and prefers to stick to a clear plan rather than spend on a whim. He takes pride in keeping things organized, and that shows up in how he manages his finances. Don't expect big risks or wild shopping sprees. He likes to know where every rupee goes.
Does he show off and pretend to be richer than he is?
He lives well within his means and doesn't put on a show for others. You won't find him buying flashy things or trying to impress people with how much he has. Even in social situations, he won't feel pressure to appear richer than he truly is.
Is he too generous, too stingy, or just right?
He's more on the careful side when it comes to both money and his feelings. While he won't be mean or rude, he's not the type to go out of his way with gifts or grand gestures. He prefers to keep things neat and under control rather than being overly generous.
Will he use money to try and control you?
He is generally open and honest about money, preferring clear and simple discussions rather than hiding things or playing games. He likes to keep everything orderly, so he'll usually lay out the facts and make sure everyone's on the same page. He values peace in a relationship, not power struggles or hidden worries.
Let's see how this guy is with sharing housework. Will he share housework or just make you do it?
He believes in keeping things fair and well organized, so he's likely to see housework as something both partners should share. He may not be the most hardworking person, but he won't just dump all the chores on you or say it's women's work. Instead, he prefers to have clear routines and divide tasks in a way that keeps the house running smoothly. You can expect him to want a calm, balanced home where both of you pitch in.
Will he help you or just boss you around and tell you what to do?
He will do his part, especially if there's a set plan or routine to follow, and he likes things neat and in order. He's not the type to just stand by and supervise or tell you how things should be done. He'll actually pitch in, though he might choose chores that are less messy or more organized. Expect quiet, steady help rather than grand gestures or grumbling.
Now let's see about how this guy is during fights. In fights, does he try to understand your views or just win the fight?
He's not one to argue just to prove a point. Instead, he listens patiently and prefers to keep things calm and respectful, even if he doesn't always fully understand your feelings. He isn't quick to jump into debates or push his own way.
Does he become aggressive when angry?
Even when he gets angry, he stays respectful and doesn't lash out with hurtful words or aggressive behavior. He values peace and doesn't like drama, so you won't see him yelling, slamming doors, or making harsh comments. He believes in keeping conversations polite even during tough times.
Does he have a bad temper?
No, he does not get angry very quickly. He's actually quite steady and slow to lose his temper. You won't have to walk on eggshells around him or worry about sudden moods.
Will he say sorry and accept his mistakes?
He can say sorry and take responsibility when he's made a mistake. He's polite and doesn't like to create drama or blame others just to save himself. You'll find him admitting when he's wrong and making efforts to do better next time.
Next, let's talk about intimacy and physical chemistry. During intimacy, does he respect your boundaries? Does he get that no means no?
Yes, he will respect your boundaries and clearly understands that no means no. He values politeness and calm in relationships, so he won't push you or make you feel uncomfortable when you set a limit. He believes in fairness and calmness, making it safe to share what you do or don't want.
If you are not in the mood for intimacy, will he react badly?
No, he's not the type to take it personally if you're not in the mood for intimacy. He understands boundaries and doesn't get upset or sulk when you say no. He cares more about keeping peace in the relationship than about his own pride in such moments.
Can you trust him not to shame you or share your private moments, maybe love letters, photos, or videos, even after a breakup or a bad fight?
Yes, you can trust him to handle private moments with care. He values respect and gentleness, so he won't use personal things to hurt or embarrass you later on. He understands the importance of keeping your trust, especially with sensitive matters.
Is he loyal or is he likely to want to have affairs?
He is more likely to be faithful and stick to one partner. He values order and routine in his life, so he doesn't chase after excitement or get distracted by other women easily. You won't have to worry about him flirting or crossing boundaries behind your back.
Will he be jealous, suspicious, and try to control you?
He is not over possessive or jealous by nature. He doesn't act controlling or keep watch over your every move. Instead, he trusts you enough to give you space and respects your independence.
This guy says he is protective in a good way. Is he actually just being possessive?
No, with him, being protective doesn't turn into controlling behavior. He's polite and prefers a peaceful, fair relationship. So he won't use care or concern as an excuse to limit your freedom or make decisions for you. He isn't interested in bossing you around or checking up on you constantly.
Now, onto the topic of kids and how this guy will be as a father. If you guys have kids, will he make you do most of the work?
He will see parenting as a shared job and prefers to keep things fair and organized. He's not the type to dump everything on you or say that raising kids is just your responsibility. With him, parenting will feel like a two-person job, not a burden that falls only on your shoulders.
Kids are very messy. Will he lose his temper with them?
When the kids mess up or get upset, he will stay calm and handle the situation without raising his voice or losing his cool. He believes in keeping things under control and doesn't get easily rattled by mistakes or emotional outbursts. Instead of angry reactions or harsh words, he'll use clear and polite reminders to guide the kids back on track.
If you guys have kids, will he still support your career?
Yes, he will support you as both a mother and your own person. He respects fairness and calm in relationships, so he won't expect you to only focus on home or kids. He understands that you have your own needs, goals, and interests outside of being a mom.
Will this man say one thing early on, maybe while dating, and then later, after kids and marriage, change his tune and try to make you give up your career?
No, he is not the kind of man who will change his tune and suddenly ask you to quit your career after you have a child. He values fairness and keeping things organized, so he will respect the choices you make about your work even after you become a mother. He isn't interested in power plays or shifting rules to suit himself.
Next, let's see how this guy treats your parents. Will he be respectful with your parents?
He will most likely act polite on the surface rather than show deep warmth to your parents. He believes in good manners and keeping relationships smooth, so he'll treat them with respect, speak kindly, and help when needed. However, he may not naturally open up or build a close, affectionate bond with them. He will try to adjust to your family instead of expecting them to change for him.
What if your family creates stress or interferes a bit in your lives?
If your family creates stress or interferes, he will handle it calmly rather than making things worse. He doesn't react with anger or drama. Instead, he stays steady and polite, even if the situation is tricky. You won't see him picking fights or adding fuel to the fire.
Then let's analyze the role this guy's family will play in your life. Is this man modern with you but a completely different person when other people, say his parents or bosses, are around?
He is polite and values peace, so he isn't likely to force double standards or act very strict suddenly in front of relatives. However, he does like to keep order and avoid conflict, which means he might quietly expect you to follow certain traditional ways like dressing neatly, showing respect, or helping out when his relatives are around. He won't scold or push you harshly, but you may notice him preferring you to fit in and keep things smooth at family gatherings.
If there is tension between you and his parents, will he support you?
If there's tension, he will support you in a calm and polite way, rather than taking sides with his family or simply staying out of it. He may not be bold or loud about his support, but you'll feel him quietly standing by you, helping keep things peaceful. If things get difficult, he tries to balance both sides so there isn't a big fight.
Say you have a conflict with his mother. What will this guy do?
He is not likely to be a classic mummy's boy. He cares about keeping peace and fairness, so he won't blindly take his mother's side in every conflict. If there's a disagreement, he'll listen to both you and his mother and try to avoid big arguments. His focus is on balance and respect for everyone involved.
Will he share all the private details of your relationship with his mother or sister?
He is not the type to share every detail of your fights or private life with his mother or sister. He believes in keeping personal matters private and values respect in relationships. You can trust that most of what happens between you two stays between you.
Now let's zoom out and put it all together.
So, overall, this guy gets a B. He's a guy with potential, but he has work to do to live up to it. Being in a relationship with him feels calm and steady day after day. He's polite, respects routines, and avoids drama, so your home will be peaceful and well organized.